So let's do a quick recap of my AR here, because it's been on a little bit of a hiatus. There's a lot to explain, but first let's talk about the scope. I bought another Bushnell scope. It's one of their AR optics line, and it's just a 1-to-4 power. So something I can use for hunting if I so choose, as well as shooting targets. So I felt that was a good compromise, because I didn't want to put another 20 power scope on something. Anyway, so this is actually the configuration that I fired it in. I kind of just jerry-rigged I'm just using my usual front rest for the back rest because I broke a firing pin and I replaced it. I cleaned out the gun, I put the new scope on it, and lastly, I'm trying out Lyman's Pro Micrometer seating die. Now I already fired all my shots, and as soon as the rain lets up, we're going to go take a look at things. But yeah, so far I really like Lyman. I do, especially as a company. It's probably because I'm seating the bullets out so far, but the average run out is about 7 thousandths currently, and that horrifies me because usually with a very good fitting fit between the bullet and the seating die, the plug, the actual part, the cup, there we go, anywhere from 2 to 6 thousandths, but usually around 2 thousandths, give or take. I'm just speaking averages. The average was 7 thousandths. Some were, actually a good bit were around 9 thousandths. But some of them actually had like I had 2, I think, out of the whole batch that were like perfect. Basically, they didn't go above 1 thousandths. And if you read any documentation, you'll see that pretty much, anything above 5 to 8 thousandths, that's really when you need to start to worry. So imagine my horror when I find out my average run out is 7 thousandths. So this is going to be like a test of multiple things today. So once the rain dies down, we'll take a look at our groups. See you guys in a moment. Okay, rain deep, be damned. So quick explanation. So these are my sighters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then for my first group, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my sighters, like I said, consider them a wash because that's the first group's not only warming up the barrel, but after a clean as well. Because this barrel isn't really affected by cold bore shots. After cleaning, that's when I noticed I got random flyers, and that's what I see here. Anyway, second group, here we go. Pretty much 1 inch, not bad. Third group, pretty much the same thing. Horizontal stringing, looks a lot tighter though. Also, shifts in the point of impact. It's going upward. This one is pretty much the same. Really nice, but it definitely looks a lot more, spread out. Looks like you got a main group here, and then those 2 right there. I'm not surprised that this opened up. Similar point of impact, but that's the first group we have that's over 1 inch. What the hell? And then this one seems to tighten up a little bit more, but otherwise very similar point of impact. So I'm actually in a fairly broad harmonic node here for that barrel. At this point, we can mess with the seating depth to see if it will tighten up anymore. See, now, going a little bit deeper, this would seem to impress us the most. However, since this one is lower than that one, so this is where the charge has affected the harmonics. We're right on the edge there. We are more safe to select even this one and mess with the seating depth to see if we can match more consistency. But really, I think I'm going to load up starting from there again and fire him over chronograph and see where we go from there, because that might help us figure out something that might be a little bit better. But honestly, I'm not going to be taking this rifle out, definitely not past 500 yards. I think the longest that we have in Michigan is 600 actually.